One of the most active days of practice took place live out here in West Virginia. However, there was some bad stuff going on, and it could be considered a one-sided day. It is SNL, Landry, Cody Stutes here with you live in West Virginia, and the Greenbrier was popping, to say the very least. It was a very, very, very active practice. But I'll tell you this, of all the dominating performances that the defense has had, today was easily the most dominant, and it could have even been worse.
It was a total knockout by the defense in this one. All three levels, from the defensive line, the edges and the tackles. The linebackers were making plays. The coverage was tight pretty much all day. They were all over the offense today, and it was all three teams too. Second team got worked. Third team got worked a couple different times. So, I mean, it was a defensive-minded day, and it's disappointing. I was hoping the offense would sort of build on what they did on Saturday, but you remove the heat from the equation, and the defense brought their own heat on the offense a ton today. Pressures, coverage sacks, interceptions, stuffs at the line of scrimmage. They had it all from the defense today.
Yeah, it was very, 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 very dominant, and I think it's fair to say CJ hasn't looked great in camp. I mean, I don't think that's like a harsh thing to say. Now, the counter to that will be, he's learning a new offense and he's going against one of the best defenses in the league, which I think is fair. But even like stuff that he could control, like some of the decisions and some of the throws and whatnot, he hasn't looked great. And today, I would say, was easily his worst day by far. And it was Davis Mills' worst day too.
Yeah.
That's just locked in the defense was. And the defense is always loud. They were extra loud today on the sidelines. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he finally got him one. We'll talk about that when we do the in-depth practice report here on SNL, as we do every time. But yeah, just it's okay to say and acknowledge that CJ Stroud did not have a great day.
There were times where I was watching the offense today, and it felt like I was watching last year's offense at this time, when the offensive line couldn't block and CJ wasn't as crisp. And yeah, there were things that are independent of the fact that it's a new offense, it's new faces on the offense, it's a offensive line that has some trouble and has some issues. There were things that Stroud did that were bad, that were independent of those things, and it was not a consistent day for him at all. Especially the decision making, just some of the throws that he intended to make and tried to make, it didn't look good. There was flashes here and there. There was like a play here and there, but there was no consistency from the offense, and it was not a good day from Stroud. And yeah, his worst day so far. And I know that maybe the interceptions are lower than some of the other days from an overall number, but the decisions that he made with the football and some of the struggles that the offense had that he couldn't really pull him out of. He broke off a couple plays early because there was pressure that, again, that was something last year where, hey, he starts to feel the pressure. He didn't let the play go as long. The coverage was really good, and he tried to force it one or two times, and it was not a banner day for the quarterback.
All right. On the super chat, Landry Locker, Cody Stutes live from West Virginia. Stone alone 5 times. Appreciate you, my friend. As always, thanks for riding along with us out here in WV. Rich Boy J says ACV. Not sure what exactly that means, but yeah.
Oh,
ACV.
oh, you're not?
No idea what that means.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Right. We'll just hop right into that. We'll just hop right into that, because I do have my challenge flag on the field. I do have my challenge flag on the field. Okay. Because as most of you know, I said if Christian Harris didn't practice today, that I would be chugging some apple cider vinegar, 8 ounces to be exact. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that are saying that might not be the safest thing to do. Now, I've looked into it. I think you just got to dilute it and you would be okay. I think these people are just being a little bit dramatic. And I agree to it. So a bet is a bet. But here's the thing about Christian Harris today. Christian Harris did more running and more intense things today than the people who practiced. So technically you can say he practiced. He had his helmet on. He was backpedaling. He was jumping. He was doing everything. So I do think there's got to be a little bit of an asterisk by this when we acknowledge the fact that Christian Harris was moving around a hell of a lot.
There's no asterisk. He didn't put his pads on. He didn't practice. He worked out on the side. He worked out with Dameon Pierce on the side. That's not a practice. He went through workout drills. He didn't do football stuff with linebackers. He didn't execute a play call. That's not practicing. You got to do the apple cider vinegar.
All right, so I'll go get it. I did freeze it because I was trying to make it maybe taste a little bit better.
That's the other thing. I know this game from you. You went and bought the apple cider vinegar. We got back to the Airbnb. You put it in the freezer. Then you went and took a nap. And it's like, nobody told me to take it out of the freezer. And then we're getting ready to start the show. And you're like, oh, no, it's frozen. Oh, right. No, how could that happen?
I was trying to do better. I'll go get it. Hold on. I put it outside in the sun. I'll be right back. I'll get the ACV. But there is some other good news for you people. And I do mean you people. Christian Harris was not alone. And there is someone who looks like he's perhaps in the best shape that we've ever seen him in. How long we see him on the field, but he was also working out. Dameon Pierce was getting some intense work in too on the side. And he looks in very good shape.
Yeah, two days in a row now, Dameon Pierce has been working out on the sidelines. And Saturday in Houston, when he was working out on the far field, he was going full speed. He was running long distances. And again today, he was out there and really putting in the work. And I hope he's close because there's opportunity here in this running back situation. There's opportunity for him. And gosh, at this point now we're through 10 practices. He's missed half of training camp. Now I know there's 2 preseason games, 2 joint practices, and if you weigh it out that way, maybe the back part of training camp and the preseason games way more. But they have 20 practices before cutdown day. He's missed 10 of them, and I mean he's out here. They brought him on the trip. He was working out really hard on the sidelines, putting in the effort, and there's opportunity for Dameon Pierce in this running back room. Nobody has done a great job separating themselves. Jawar Jordan had a nice start. He hasn't kept that up. Woody Marks has had a few good days here in a row now, and even got an attaboy from D'Amico Ryans during a play and then at the podium after practice. Chubb is what Chubb is at this point, but there's opportunity for Dameon Pierce. The closer he gets, the more excited I am to maybe just see something out of these running backs.
All right, so I got the ACV. It's melted a little bit, so we got the ACV.
Like ACV slushy,
which might be worse.
Which is way worse.
Do I need to do this at the end, or do I need to do it now?
Yes, do it at the end in case there are adverse effects, so I don't have to carry this thing all by myself. If you just like in the middle.
All right, so we'll get into the in-depth breakdown of practice. First, though, the soup. ESG Soccer says Tudor's Biscuit World and rafting, not in that order. Green Bank Observatory, get those alien signals. I'm not into aliens.
Tudor's Biscuit World, it's on my hopeful to-do list. They do have some nice biscuits.
Wag says greetings from hot Texas. I'm jealous now.
Boy, they definitely love the weather up here. I do too. I mean, I don't think it got above 70 during practice.
Then Trill says, has the panic button moved closer, Cody?
No, I mean, there are days where it's not closer. No, to answer your question, the defense was awesome today. I felt like there was the defense caused a lot of the issues. Now, if they go out there and do it again tomorrow, you get a little bit more worried. But Saturday was a day where I felt pretty good about the offense. And the defense, every day the offense had a good day. It feels like the defense is taking it personal the next day out. So, no panic yet.
No panic yet. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it like I said, they're throwing some shots. But let's start with the observations. It was 60 degrees. It was lovely.
Well, before we get into that, though, and I know we'll talk about it, and we might as well talk about it now because it happened at the beginning of practice. Cam Robinson left with an injury.
Yes, a knee injury.
First moment of or first play of teams. It's a run play. He leaves and he got up slow. He walked slow and he did not come back. And that was that they threw. It's so funny they do this. They talk about how the O-line's coming together. It's solidifying. And then first day of practice in West Virginia, they have 2 brand new offensive lines we haven't seen to this point. And Robinson's out, doesn't practice after he gets hurt, and Titus Howard plays right tackle all day. And it's like, okay, was that a plan before Cam Robinson got hurt? Were they always going to put Titus at right tackle? Is that because, okay, well, now Titus is at right tackle and they're moving Ursery over to left tackle to fill in for Robinson? Like, there's a lot of moving that would happen if Cam Robinson's not available.
I think I can answer this question, but let's go through practice and then we'll talk about the impact and we'll answer the question that Cody just asked. What does that say? Given that's what it looked like when Robinson went out. But early observation. So I guess they drove Cal McNair's golf cart here with the equipment. So that's kind of a baller move. I'm told that Cal didn't request it, but it was done. So good for him. As I said, we had full speed drills with Christian Harris and Dameon Pierce. They both look like they're relatively close, but hey, that doesn't do anything for my stomach with this ACV that I'm going to have to chug for Christian Harris. But it does look like they're close. Damon Arnett was nowhere to be found. Are we going to hear that Damon Arnett? This is 2 practices that Damon Arnett has missed in 10, and he's by far their 8th best corner. There's no doubt there. He is the 8th best corner on the team right now, and that might be generous. I just think this. I don't think this is going to work for him. The best case scenario for him would be that he gets to hang around after getting released, like he clears waivers. I don't think anyone's going to pick him up. But we didn't see Damon Arnett, and I just wonder if that's like one of the moves that they're going to make, and they didn't bring him to West Virginia because they're going to have to make a roster decision or something like that when they move some guys around.
I don't believe Damon Arnett's going to make this team, regardless of if he's practicing or not practicing.
I don't know if he's here even.
He's still officially listed on the roster, but we didn't see him out there. So remains to be seen what's going to happen with him. But he's not going to make this team.
Yeah, we know that. That's one thing that we do know for absolute certainty. He's not going to be on this team. Then we had the little the walkthrough. Nothing really crazy on walkthrough, although I did see something that I think maybe we can keep an eye on. The third down, I'm assuming that it was a third down. They were lining up Will Anderson next to Danielle Hunter with Rankins and with Taylor. So I think we might be seeing on third down, perhaps Will Anderson, the best edge duo in the NFL on the same side at times, kind of moving guys around. So I thought that was pretty interesting to see. We get a much closer look at the D line, like as close as you can possibly be. Usually that's the furthest thing away from us, but with the way that they're letting us move around at West Virginia, we got to see that. And I like the possibility of being able to move guys around, and that kind of created a little bit of excitement to see that.
The possibilities are incredible with what D'Amico Ryans could do. And then he got asked about that and some of the unique spots where Hunter and Anderson kind of adjusted and lined up, and he's like, I don't know why those guys were doing that. I don't know what you're talking about. He's having some fun with that. So.
Yeah, he has them like on each side. Then he has Will going inside. Then they have Taylor. Taylor, by the way, is a really, really good addition. I think the D'Amico.
He's a fun watch.
Do very well for him.
He is a very fun watch. Speed to power, and Darrell Taylor's going to be an intriguing element to this team for sure.
Then we go to special teams. And I was watching Christian Harris work out and just like, man, this guy's doing a hell of a lot.
The one thing I noted from special teams is Ed Ingram remains on field goal 1. So he still remains as a part of the first field goal unit. And so it leads me to believe that he is ahead of Juice Scruggs in the guard competition. And that's something to just kind of keep watching, especially now the guard competition. If Howard ends up playing more tackle and right guard opens up as a more open spot, then there's definitely a lot more competition to it.
All right, so then we go to team 1, and they were starting on the 20. Cam Robinson out on the very first play. So let's dive into this right away with the Cam Robinson situation, because I think there's 2 ways to attack this. One is the immediate, and 2 is the worst case scenario. How would they attack it? I think they're tied, but I think what they showed you, regardless of what the plan originally was, they don't trust Blake Fisher at right tackle. Like it's an absolute emergency situation where they would trust him at right tackle, to the point where a guy that they didn't trust at right tackle that they moved to guard, they would rather see him out there at right tackle than Blake Fisher. That's my biggest takeaway here. I think it was made clear what we already could tell, but Blake Fisher is not trusted right now.
The fact that they're even giving Titus an opportunity at tackle after really not even, I mean, they planned a whole offseason the way they operated around him not playing right tackle, around him not being an option for them at tackle. And then we are 10 days into training camp and he's playing a whole practice at right tackle. And that's a bad job by Blake Fisher. And now you have to wonder if Robinson's injury lingers, if this is something very serious, if this is something that pops up in a few weeks, even after he comes back. Their plan, it felt like leading up to the trip to West Virginia, was Robinson at left tackle and Ursery at right tackle. Well, if Robinson's not in the equation, Ursery's got to be the left tackle. That opens up right tackle. And I agree that it feels like their plan would be Titus Howard at right tackle and then figure it out at right guard. And then Fisher is your emergency tackle.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a damn shame. Now, I do think it'll be interesting because I would assume Cam Robinson doesn't practice tomorrow. I do think it'll be interesting to see kind of how, when there's a 100% plan, how they attack it. So I'm not going to reserve judgment because I've seen what Blake Fisher has looked like and what he's done. But I do think that's something. And if he's out, Ariante Ursery will be your starting left tackle. I think, look, Ariante Ursery is eventually going to be a starting left tackle on this team. I'm not going to sit here and say whether it's going to be good or not, but he still says that's his most natural position. So this would just mean that the kid shifts over to the left side, and maybe it's the start of like what was inevitable anyways. And he gets to go through his growing pains in this situation with a really good defense and however Nick Caley attacks it, but he's going to go to the left. It'll be interesting to see what they do on the right side.
I don't know what they're going to do at the guard spot. Ed Ingram and Juice Scruggs would be the first two that I would say that get a crack at it. And again, they must like Titus not only better than Fisher, but they must like him better than Thomas there as well to go ahead and give him the opportunity. And the first line we saw on the field with the quarterback was Robinson at left tackle, Laken Tomlinson at left guard, Patterson, Ingram, and Fisher. But that was with Davis Mills. And then Robinson got hurt. Obviously, we see Ursery at left tackle and then Titus at right tackle. But I can't for sure 100% say that was the plan until, because perhaps the Robinson injury changed things for him. So, and Ursery's going to be on the field as a rookie no matter what. If Robinson's healthy, Ursery's going to be the right tackle. If Robinson's not healthy, Ursery's going to be the left tackle. So my comment was when they drafted, I didn't see the vision in 2025. Well, turns out I had too much faith that Blake Fisher could get it done, and he's not getting it done.
Nick G on the chat says, why did they choose Scruggs over Ingram? That Scruggs has been the arrow's kind of been pointing up for Juice Scruggs for really, 4 or 5 days, like damn near a week. He's actually been getting a lot more second team reps. And D'Amico said the specific number of offensive linemen they're going to keep. He said 9. We have a pretty good idea, what the debates would be on the back end, but Juice Scruggs has done. I mean, I don't know if he's done anything or if they just want to get a closer look, but he's definitely gotten a hell of a lot more opportunity.
My assumption would be that they were going to give Scruggs a look blocking for CJ today. That's my assumption, because that was who was the right guard when they put the team out there for CJ the first time he stepped on the field for the team portion. So Scruggs, Ingram, that's that 9th, 10th offensive lineman spot if they're keeping 4 tackles. And if they keep Titus Howard as a tackle, then they may need to keep an extra guard. It sort of changes things if Robinson's not available to him. And I don't want to say I'd much rather watch Robinson at left tackle, because if the next few weeks Ursery could solidify his spot at left tackle and they just figure out right tackle, then I'd be fine with that. But it looked like they had a little momentum the other day with Robinson at left tackle and Ursery at right tackle. So I suppose the hope would be that Robinson gets back.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it was just a quick little thing, and we'll see. I mean, these are the type of things. As soon as you're grabbing a knee, you're like, okay, not good, and it was the first place. So we'll keep an eye on the Robinson thing. So you had that injury, then you had the offensive line left to right.
Thomas came in for Robinson.
Yeah,
after Robinson got hurt.
Thomas was the immediate guy, and then Lake Tomlinson at left guard, Patterson at center, Ed Ingram at right guard, and then Blake Fisher at right tackle. But that quickly changed when they brought it back. You had a pitch to Woody Marks, not much going on. Then a swarm sack, and then your guy made a hell of a play. He blew up a screen. Mr. T, as we call him, guy who you think has a chance to make this squad as perhaps the 4th D tackle. And it seemed like the D line was very excited to see Tommy Togai make the play.
Yeah, I mean, Togai's had some moments here in the past few practices, and he's in there. He's right there in that second team defensive tackle situation with Mario Edwards Jr. They put those two out there quite a bit. And yeah, Togai absolutely has an opportunity to get this final defensive tackle spot.
Then what should have been an interception, but there was plenty more where that came from. MJ Stewart in the end zone, actually a pretty big, like you gotta make that play. But Davis Mills tried to sell it in the end zone. MJ Stewart drops the interception. Defense kind of erupts a little bit, but that's a play that he's got to make. Then CJ comes in, Titus Howard, they move him to right tackle. So here's the new offensive line after they have time to kind of reset and not just run one guy out there. So you have Titus at right tackle. You have Juice Scruggs at right guard. You have Andrews at center. You have Jalen Thomas at left guard, and you have Ursery at left tackle.
Jalen Thomas was horrible today.
Yeah, I don't know about him. But you had a couple of meh plays. CJ chased out of the pocket. He tripped. He tried to run back and he tripped. Then Keon Slovis came in. It was really a bad look for the first team offense. Slovis comes in. Taylor run to the left, met by Yeast, number 25. Then an across the body screen to Lachey, which for some reason the offensive sidelines got really pumped about. I don't know if they just want Lachey to make a play. I don't know if they thought it was really sweet looking that he went across the body and avoided the sack. But for some reason that play, which maybe you had a better angle than me because you were by where it got excited. It just looked like, okay, that wasn't terrible, but it maybe they just needed some sort of momentum.
I wonder if it's a combination of a couple of things. I wonder if they'd been working on that play and it maybe hadn't worked well. The offensive line blocked really well on that play because it was a play action and it looked like the quarterback went through all the reads, and to me, it looked like the last read is Lachey kind of over the middle behind everything, and they got it to him. And so I wonder if just elation for third team guys making a play look good, getting it done when they hadn't had a lot of success running that play, and then the quarterback going through the reads or having the time as well to go through the reads and getting it in there. But yeah, it was a surprising amount of excitement for it was a fine play. It's not like Lachey.
Yeah, I'm not hating. Maybe they just wanted to yell at the defense because they knew that the defense was going to be yelling all day.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like Lachey caught it and rumbled to the end zone for a touchdown or something.
Probably been a 4-yard gain, maybe.
Yeah, but it was, it was a well-designed play. It was well executed. It was well blocked, and the quarterback, that looked to me, made it to the final read and got the ball to a guy who hadn't made a ton of plays yet in camp to making a play. So maybe that was the reason for the excitement.
Okay, then we had an incomplete pass. Then we had British Brooks just completely blown up.
Yep,
up the middle.
Nick Neiman.
Yep. By the way, another observation that I'm noticing, Jalen Smith is getting a lot of first-team reps at corner. They're either taking out Lassiter or they're taking out Stingley, and they have 30 out there a lot. At one point today, they actually they had Petrie inside, and they had Lassiter inside, and they had Smith and Stingley outside. So there was all this talk about, Jalen Smith, is he an inside guy, much like there was with Lassiter. They like him as an outside guy. Quite frankly, he's looked pretty damn good on the outside. So as much as there's a lot of frustration for the O-line, the DBs, they definitely know what they're doing. And when it comes to that, so good for them on that.
It feels like they knew what a lot of people in the draft community didn't know about Smith, and he's been very impressive up to this point. And again, like you said, very clearly the third cornerback and the backup behind Lassiter and Stingley for either one of those guys that need to step out.
Then we had another dropped interception, this one by Petrie. We had a stunt sack guy. We hate when the offensive line can't pick up stunts. Little Sheldon Rankins action. You could call it a swarm sack. Then Davis Mills dumped it to Schultz. And then he found Cade Stover in the back of the end zone. I thought it was a touchdown. Kalen Bullock, who was in the vicinity, did not think it was a touchdown. He was saying, "You were out of bounds, Cade." But I had it as a touchdown, but I don't have a replay review or anything like that.
I had him out of bounds.
Okay, so there you go. Just just giving the defense even more than they've already gotten.
I had him out of bounds. There was one rep from Ursery at left tackle in that stretch there where he just locked up Danielle Hunter, and I mean almost full extension had Danielle Hunter, and Hunter just kept his legs churning, and Ursery just kept moving. Like the play started so well for Ursery, and it looked like he was going to just stuff Danielle Hunter, and Hunter just had him and just kept driving him and he eventually got pretty close to the quarterback. I would think you would say, if you watched it, that Ursery did enough, but it was pretty impressive by Danielle Hunter to get locked out by the tackle and then basically drag him backwards through the grass. It was a really impressive rep, I guess, both ways then, if you want to say it that way.
Then we had a little special teams.
The Rankins play too as well. I made this note. They doubled Nico Collins on that play, and that was the first play Stroud looked, and nothing was there. And it took him a long time, I felt like, to move off of Nico Collins when there was very clearly two defenders on him, and it let Rankins end up making the play. But I thought that was an intriguing portion and piece of that play.
Little special teams, Frank Ross, a lot of yelling. Christian Harris, still a lot of running. I know y'all are waiting for me to chug this ACV. There's still an appeal. That was a lot of running for him. But
nope, judges. Oh, we're good. Okay, he can chug it. All right, good.
But first, I want to talk about Bob Tack. Big part of us being out here was Bob Tack. Shout out to Bobby. And we arrived safe. Bob Tack is always safe. They got you covered on the dock. They got you covered. Trucking, gloves, FR coveralls, protective clothing, all of it. They got you covered. You can text 409-744-8225. You can go to the website, bobtack.com. They got everything. Even if you just need stuff around the house, gloves, working in the yard, anything you need, they got, and they got it for the lowest price. They got the best service, none of that AI crap. Some of those big companies, they talk about getting it done, they don't get it done. So if you're out there, you need safety for your company, Bob Tack, let them do it. Let's keep the local businesses alive. Shout out to Bobby. And shout out to his son, Reed, 409-744-8225. Shout out to Bob Tech.
Nothing better than meeting your safety requirements, doing it at a great price. Everybody's a winner. Your company saves money, your employees stay safe, and you support a local business like Bob Tech. Fantastic guys over there.
All right, now we go to Team 2. Davis Mills starting it off.
I want to make a note here while they were doing special teams. I watched Cole Popovich the whole time with the offensive line. You talked about it. They didn't pick up that stunt in that first team session. That's all they worked on, and they went right on their little side of the field, which, by the way, the offensive line has to run up and down the hill every time they go to their little section. And they were doing stunt pickups, and he was hammering those guys. Technique, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to look out for that. They had a bunch of different, putting them on both sides of the line so they could pick it up both ways. They were working hard, and at one point he's like, we still got a couple minutes, let's go. And they kept going. And so they were working on trying to figure out how to pick up those stunts.
Yeah, they got to go up there, and then they got their own little like King of the Hill type of effing setup. It's like back in the day when you used to be able to F each other up at recess, where you played King of the Mountain, came in with like the grass stains on the jeans. If they could easily play King of the Mountain there. I don't know how well that would go. Who would win?
Amongst the offensive linemen?
If the offensive linemen just played King of the Hill, King of the Mountain, and they were all up there and they had to throw each other off. Who would win? Who would win the battle royal?
I mean, Laken Tomlinson seems like a pretty tough guy, but he's a little bit older. Ursery's probably the best athlete amongst the linemen, don't you think?
Yeah. I feel like Deculus would surprise some people with his King of the Mountain skills.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like it's not blocking. It's just like, do you trust the guy? Like, I think he could probably fight a little dirty, get some people thrown off the top.
You got to be able to move too. Move quick.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Then we go to Team 2. Davis Mills in there. You had a Woody Marks run for nada. You had a Taylor sack against Blake Fisher, and it was ugly. He looked like my sister back in the day in high school. She used to work at Sonic, and they had to wear rollerblades when they would take the food to the car. That's what Blake Fisher looked like. He looked like he was on rollerblades when Taylor had that sack. Then we go to a cross body pass incomplete to Hutchinson. Hutchinson probably should have caught it, but it was a cross body pass from Davis Mills. And then CJ comes out on the field with the offensive line the same as what the original change was, although they had Thomas out there.
Yeah, so Thomas was the first left guard to protect him as well. So they had Thomas with CJ all day.
Tackle.
Oh, Thomas was at tackle, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
78, gotcha. 75, 60, 69, 61.
Yeah. I thought they had a really good
rep. They had two Thomases.
I thought they had a really good rep right there to start as they ran right on the field, and Nico couldn't come down with it.
Yuppers. On the chat, we got some weighing in. Nick G says, how is Jaden Higgins progressing? I feel
like he's had some nice moments. There's definitely some challenges within the offense, and then the coverage has been good from the secondary a couple of different times. So it's not, he's not amazing. He's not lighting the world up, but he doesn't look bad.
On the chat, Jacob says, having Landry drink something disgusting does nothing for me. I think a Christian Harris themed get together in Houston is a better idea. All right, that guy doesn't deserve a party. That guy doesn't deserve. We'll have plenty of get-togethers. That dude, number 48, does not deserve a party right now with the way that he's treated me.
We could get together at a turf field somewhere and do some stretches in honor of him working out on the side.
Hold on just a sec. I'll pour this in. Hold up a sec. So I have a 16-ounce glass here. You can see it. It's 16 ounces. We did the water test, so I got to go halfway.
How are the people supposed to tell that it's 16 with you just showing it to them? You poured a water bottle in there to test it earlier, so I did see that. Woo!
Ew, this smells terrible. So that's half, right? We're good?
Yeah, that would be more than enough.
Okay.
That'd be more than enough. You let it just marinate, let it sit. I don't know why you cracked it. Why did you open it then?
Ugh.
To not, if you weren't gonna just go.
All right, so I don't have to chug all at once. I can just do it as it goes through.
You mean like sip on it?
I mean, I know that's worse. I just but I just have to drink it, right?
You said you were going to chug apple cider vinegar.
All right, hold on. I don't know if this is going to make it better or worse, but here's what I'm going to do. Hold on.
Are you doing it now?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
I'm going to pour some Gatorade in there because someone said you need it diluted, and it's pink Gatorade, so it might be even nastier.
This is gross. I didn't think we were getting this in the middle, but what a treat for the folks.
God.
What a treat here.
Look at this. Let me show you this. This is pink Gatorade and apple cider vinegar. It looks like freaking, look at that nasty.
That looks like someone bled into orange juice.
All right, I think we just got to finish practice. I don't want to.
I like how you let it marinate out there. You just cracked it, let it sit. That's gross.
Oh man, this is nasty. All right. So then we go to Team 2. Stroud's in again. Nick Chubb blown up. They're trying stretch plays. Have you noticed that? They seem to be open to running stretch plays. Nick Chubb got blown up.
Yeah, this was the moment. I had Rankins and Hunter on that tackle for a loss there.
Pick a guy. Pick a guy.
I mean, I put a little and with them.
All right, so Jalen Smith and Sting outside and Lassiter inside, as we talked. Also had Petrie out there. You had another batted ball by Jalen Petrie on a tip.
Just flies through the offensive line.
They blitzed him and it went flying up in the air. Then we had after the Petrie tip, Mertz comes in. This time you have Smith and Ross at cornerback. So I mean, there's no sign of Damon Arnett. This is when I said, okay, he's not here. So there is no Damon Arnett. You had an outside run by Taylor for nothing. Then you had one of the better passing plays of the day, Mertz to Daniel Jackson on the sidelines.
Yep. Who was in coverage?
Number 85, the rookie out of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
Who was in coverage?
Tell the people.
Daniel Jackson ran right by D'Angelo Ross. Just right by him.
It was not great. Barrios I don't know if this was a catch or not. He said it was. It was very strongly disputed on the side. You had a better view of that than me.
I said catch.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It was a huge play. Then
CJ back in. Nick Chubb for not much. The corners now are Kamari Lassiter and Jalen Smith, so they're continuing the rotation. And this was where it got very loud, even louder than usual.
Before you get to that, I do want to make one little note about that run play. They finally realized you can't just one-on-one block Will Anderson. And so they had two guys combo Will Anderson, double team him so he wouldn't get through there, because earlier in practice he just knifed through there and destroy the run plays. So they finally sent two guys at Will Anderson. They were able to block him. So good job.
Yeah, that's tough though, because then you're leaving a lot open for the other guys. By the way, I talked to Tim Settle 5 minutes. If you want to check it out on my channel, 5 minutes with Tim Settle.
The link is in the description for the folks that want to check that out after this.
Yeah, little Tim Settle action. Then we had the CJ Gardner-Johnson pick six. He jumped all over it, pick six into the end zone. Defense going absolutely crazy. CJ follows up the interception, though, with a nice toss to Christian Kirk on the sidelines, which I guess is the response you want. Then Davis.
The CJ Gardner-Johnson interception, I mean, he saw it the whole way. They were trying to get the ball to Nico Collins, and he had to be slobbering by the time the ball got there, because he backed up. He knew where they were going, and he just right in front of that football, boom, to the house. And just it was bad decision from CJ, who just didn't see CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, and then Davis Mills, he had a pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Hansen might have been in the mix. I don't know who was in front of him, but it was batted down.
Hansen almost came up with it when the ball got popped up in the air, and he almost. And that was another one of those, like right after the, a couple of plays after CJ Gardner-Johnson, and then the defense was like, oh, like it was like one of those, like, oh man, he almost had it.
So then there was a Mario Edwards swarm run.
This was one of the most impressive things I saw all day. He darts through the line. I think it's Jawar Jordan. Poor Jawar Jordan had no chance here. And the lineman is kind of going with Mario Edwards, and he reaches back. I think it was his left arm. He reaches back with his left arm and just puts it across Jawar Jordan's chest and tackles him with the one arm. Like literally reaching back, flips him down with the one arm. I don't know how he did it. It was incredible by Mario Edwards. And he's had a pretty nice camp, but not a great moment for the offensive line, not a great moment for the rushing attack, but great moment for Mario Edwards Jr.
Yeah. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. Not the reps are a little more limited, but he's doing a good job. I should say the first team reps, not the reps.
They have not put Edwards in there much on first team. He's been in there a handful of times throughout the course of practice. They primarily put Rankins and Settle in there together. And then it's Edwards and Togiai in there a lot together. And I almost wonder if similar to the offensive line, like, hey, this guy works better with this guy. I wonder if just the styles work and match up better with Edwards and Togiai together and Rankins and Settle together. But of course we know in a game situation, they're constantly flipping those guys. It's just been in the team setups. They've constantly had Edwards with Togiai on that second team.
Yeah, so we go to team 3. It starts out with Keaton Slovis. The run gets stuffed, then a sack. He held the ball way too long here. Rolled out and everything and just held the ball. Then a yawner out route, but then a slant touchdown to Xavier Johnson, number 89, one of CJ's good buddies.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of CJ runs onto the field. Dare lined up wide. There was a dump down to Dalton Schultz in the slot. By the way, Dalton Schultz and the defense not really getting along too well. I don't think he likes the trash talk too much.
No.
Lot of jawing there. Then you had a swarm, Azeez Al-Shire, just an absolute, just a hell of a play by Azeez. Then you had a dump down to Cade Stover and a perfect thump by CJ Gardner-Johnson. Just perfect. Would have been a solid hit in a game. Just probably exactly what D'Amico wants from CJ Gardner-Johnson as he continues his good day. You had, by the way, I've been talking about the corner movement. This time you had 4 and 24 out there. So it was Stingley and Lassiter, the normal cornerbacks. Then there was a snap that got past CJ Stroud.
It was an awful snap.
It was a really bad snap. It was low to his side.
It was Andrews. It looked like he's throwing a ground ball to a little leaguer.
Not good.
It never got off the ground. It was just a horrible snap.
And then a perfect out route to Knoll. So CJ Stroud on low points is kind of responded with nice little outs to guys, to the slot guys.
There were flashes of this and that throughout the course of practice, and I thought the play to Knoll was one of the best plays of the day. He ran the route perfect. He beat Derek Stingley, and I thought that was one of the best plays they had all day.
And Davis Mills is in. He hits Berrios in a slant. Higgins across the middle, then Hutchinson, and then John Mechie inside the 5. Nice little toss to John Mechie, who does the point. Would have been first and goal from the 10.
There you go.
Then we get to special teams. Really boring. Just Jugs machine working on stunts more so on special teams. Nothing really crazy.
It's your usual 3 with punt return too, by the way. Still those 3.
Yeah, they're the slot guys, as we call them. Then we get to team 4, and this is where Ooh-wee. If you were hoping the offense was going to finish strong, you were disappointed.
It was not good.
So we go to Team 4, Mertz misfires to Lachey. Then you had a pass.
Real quick, it's the end of game scenario too. So
yeah, it's 1 minute left. I think 2 timeouts.
1 minute, 2 timeouts, and need a touchdown.
Yeah, 1 minute, 2 timeouts, touchdown. You had a pass, a PBU by Ross after that. Then a batted up INT by Neiman. How about that? How about that?
Arthur Millette bats it up. He makes a good play on the ball, bats it up in the air.
He had a good practice, by the way. Arthur Millette had a good practice.
Yeah, he did. And then Neiman is right underneath it. He catches it. See you later, third team. You're done. You lost. The Texans offense lost. You didn't score.
And Neiman catches it. So last week, Ross couldn't take it to the house. You got to upgrade. Got to go to Neiman Marcus to the crib. Neiman with the INT. He's starting to make a few plays on defense. I don't know what that means for him. CJ Gardner-Johnson loved this because CJ Gardner-Johnson was in the middle of the field as the first team defense came on, and he was absolutely he was putting on like a dance show. He looked like he was. He was really, really into that play. Then you had CJ Stroud. He throws it to Schultz, but it's inbounds. Immediately they call a timeout.
The line here is intriguing because it's again a different offensive line than what we had seen throughout the course of practice. Ursary at left tackle, Laken Tomlinson at left guard, Andrews at center, Ed Ingram at right guard, and Titus Howard at right tackle. And this line, I believe, if they had to play a game tomorrow, that would be the line they would start.
Say it again.
Ursary at left tackle, Tomlinson at left guard, Andrews at center, Ingram at right guard, and Howard at right tackle. And again, if Cam Robinson is hurt, that is the 5 linemen I believe they'd put on the field to start a game if they had to play a real game tomorrow.
So CJ Gardner-Johnson, Danson, he walks on the field. Dalton Schultz inbounds 5 yards. They immediately call timeout to leave 55 seconds on the clock with 1 timeout. 2nd and 4, pass intended for Schultz. He drops it, and I'm sure that's why he was kind of pissed after this because he got real mad after this period. I'm sure he was getting trash talk too. They move it up to 1st and 10, incomplete. Then a Stroud skip pass, not great.
On that, then he throws the Stroud incomplete. He was too high. Throws it over his guy. Titus Howard destroyed Will Anderson on that rep. I mean, had Anderson tried to go power, Titus kind of locked him out and then sort of laid him to the ground. It was a really good rep by Titus.
Then CJ Stroud throws his best pass of the day. Would have been a touchdown, like a long touchdown, but Brevin Jordan just completely drops it, which is not the best scenario. But it was a great job by CJ Stroud of feeling the pressure and throwing the perfect pass to Brevin Jordan. He drops it. Then there was a pass high inside the 10. Then they threw it to Hutchinson, who dove down and they spiked it at the 1 or 1, 2, like inside the 5. And then Azeez Al-Shire has said that he worked on coverage, and we've already seen him with a pick 6. And this, the question from Wags, what's our opinion, was the play of the day. I think it was this one. CJ Stroud looking to finish strong, finish on a touchdown. Instead, his final play is an interception, and Azeez Al-Shire intercepts CJ Stroud in the end zone.
Mm-hmm. It was great play by Azeez. Defense that they had set up was perfect, and he had to go and make that play, and he did it. And the defense lost it. They were loving it and freaking out, and that's when CJ was jawing with them, didn't love it. That's when Dalton was, he didn't love it, but the defense was feeling it. And then they had to get everybody back down. So they reset it for the second team to do this. And
Wax says I need to pour that out and chase it with Gatorade. No, the Gatorade's in there. We're good. Not really, but yeah. So then we had the final play of practice. There was a couple blah plays. Quite frankly, it was over after that interception.
It was a tipped pass at the line of scrimmage from Davis Mills, and then he threw a pick 6 to EJ Speed in practice.
Yeah, EJ Speed ends it with a pick 6, and it's probably the loudest that it's been, and it's been loud. from the defense. So that's how they end it. They end it with the EJ speed. Trill says the cover one camp did Aziz wonders. It's cool to hear that was an emphasis for him, because he knows how bad it looked against Kansas City. So whatever the hell he did, props to him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your practice update. I'm going to go ahead and knock this out. I don't know what the reaction will be. You can tell the people what to expect tomorrow. We maybe get on the CJ Stroud. I don't know if I'm able to talk. I might be like drooling, but it's time.
Yeah. So Christian Harris didn't practice Saturday. He didn't practice on Monday today. And Landry said he would chug apple cider vinegar if
8 ounces.
8 ounces of apple cider vinegar if he didn't do it. And here's his paying up. So we'll see if Landry makes it to practice. Well, that's a good chug there for something that's really gross. Oh, that's terrible. How's that? Oh, those burps are going to be disgusting.
Oh, man.
Are your eyes watering?
You know what's going to really suck? Oh. You know what's going to really suck? My eyes are watering like crazy. He's going to practice tomorrow. That's what's really going to suck about this.
Engineer
he did all this stuff today. He was running more than anyone. And he's going to practice tomorrow. Oh, God.
What did we learn today? What did we learn today? It's a good question by Engineer.
We learned that they don't trust Blake Fisher, that our instincts are confirmed that Blake Fisher cannot be trusted at the moment.
I don't think that's what Engineer was talking about. I think he was saying maybe we learned we don't believe in Christian Harris as much as we currently do.
Do you think he practices tomorrow?
Yes, I do actually. I believe he will practice in West Virginia.
All right, so if he doesn't practice tomorrow, you're gonna take 4 ounces.
Nope. I have been skeptical of him from the beginning. I am not going to be punished for my skepticism continuing. See, I'm glad you didn't do this in the beginning or in the middle. You just had to bail for the day.
No, we're good. We're good.
Oh, you are far from good, sir.
I definitely want to go to the beer garden now. No doubt. Oh, really? I definitely want to do that.
Are you done? You finished over there?
No, I'm good, man. I'm okay.
It doesn't sound that way. It doesn't sound good.
No, I'm good. I'm okay. We're good. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be looking to see. I think it'll be interesting to see how they attack the O-line without Cam Robinson. When they know that that's not going to be the case, maybe they give Fisher an opportunity. Maybe we'll see. I also want to look and see if Cam Robinson's on the side, because I think that would be something else that we got to keep an eye on. So we'll look for that. And then we got to see how the offense responds. I know that they'll sit there and tell you whenever you ask, you can't get too high, you can't get too low. This was an assing. This was a beatdown. And Dalton Schultz was pissed. CJ Stroud talks about his body language. He just looked completely shot. It is going to be interesting to see how the offense bounces back. I don't anticipate the offense ever being the strength, but they got to bounce back on this.
It would be nice. It'd be real nice to see them have a consistent day where they're able to put some stuff together, string some stuff together. And look through my notes. I can't really remember where they had positive plays in a row. Just put some positive plays in a row, and if Robinson's injured, they've got to figure out this offensive line and get that gelling and coherence. So that's definitely something the offense needs to figure out here in the next few days.
Wag says we learned to keep daring
Landry to do stuff.
Yeah. Charles says it's time to drink. I'm going to the bar. I'm going to walk, though. I feel like I need to walk. I think it's like, what is it, 2 miles? How far is that dive over there?
It's not that far.
It's like a mile, right?
Yeah, it's walkable. The weather's nice.
I'm going to go drink local. Man. Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's 0.6. Yeah, that's good. Right. So I'll go do that. And then Big Rich says, yes, sir. I don't know if that's the thing. Wag says, Cody, take the man to dinner. Just sit in a corner. Hey, it happened, man.
Yeah.
What's
I'll be
the
interested
weather?
to see
60
how
degrees.
I'll be interested to see how the stomach handles whatever you put on top of that, because that was gross.
Yeah, not awesome. I'll say that, not awesome.
I just got a text from Mama Stoots, and she says, I'd bet that Landry throws up in less than 10 minutes.
I don't know. It's supposed to be good for you, but I think like even things that are good for you, like that big,
It's supposed to be good for you in small amounts.
Yeah, I don't know. And I have like the acid reflux too. So I think that's about as acidy as it gets. But then I just tell myself, well, I mean, what like beer, some beer has acid, like IPA seems like it's strong. So I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Go dump a hazy IPA on top of that thing and see how it goes.
My tongue is like drooling though. Like I can't, it feels like it's like almost like there's water trying to get through there. I don't know. What does one eat after such thing? I think I'm gonna go get like a big ass sandwich at that bar. I'm just gonna get a bar. I'm just gonna call it a day. I'm gonna do the stream, the night stream, and I'm just gonna be like, who knows?
You're gonna have a trash can close to you is what you're gonna have.
I'll be good.
Yep.
I'll be good.
All right, so plenty to look for here in day 2 when they get going tomorrow in West Virginia.
Yep. Subscribe, like, right along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, if Christian Harris practices or not, we're all in it together.
Eat good, especially after you had apple cider vinegar chug. Sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. One more super chat here before we get out of here. Wag says, Cody, aren't you supposed to be a team? Take one. Yeah, but some teammates do different things. You know, the Will Anderson doesn't run routes or block. So I'll leave that to Landry.
What route is that?
Rich says you need some high grade.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Bye-bye. Yuck.